Hey YouTube, here we are. We're teaching something that so many people literally tear their hair out about. But equally, this is a little secret. I also have been teaching some agility on some training days. And Tom, one of the things that all the top trainers want to know, nothing to do with agility. They don't care about the agility. You know what they want? They want this. So this is something that trainers all over the world would like, and we know you as dog owners would like this too. This is real life boundary training. So how about you get up, you walk out the room, you wander around, maybe you go to the bathroom, or maybe you go to, I don't know, brush your teeth. It really doesn't matter what you go to do. Your dog's boundary games are rock solid no matter what. Someone knocks at the door, hello, and actually your dog is still cool, calm and collected. How about the fact that maybe you've got visitors that are popping round, you want to watch a movie together, or maybe you want to have some drinks together. Your dog isn't going to be knocking them all off the table. No, you've got Miss Cool, Calm and Collected sat next to you on your right shoulder. You know what? It feels good.
And of course, what we're talking about are what we call boundary games. Now, really what a boundary is a way of anchoring your dog, right? You know, effectively, she's anchored there. She's staying on her boundary until release, and she's not anchored with some kind of like metal anchor that she can't pull.
She wants to be there.
She wants to be there. And I think the big kind of misconception about boundaries is it goes both ways. First of all, it's great because little Classy there is not interacting with the rest of the world. So the world is protected from her, but actually she is protected from the world as well. The world is not going to go and invade her boundary. She can switch off. She can feel calm. She can feel cool about it. And what we've got to realize is that often our dogs are, let's say, jumping up and you know, landing on our visitors because actually they're a little bit like, this is a bit weird. The world is invading my world and I don't really know what to do, and I'm a little bit conflicted, a little bit uncomfortable, and I'm all over the visitors, and the visitors are like oh my goodness, protect me from your dog, they're all over me. And actually the boundary stops all of that. It's an anchor.
Now, how does this benefit you? Why is this going to be good for you, and why is it going to be good for your dog? Well, actually, for me, the one thing I love about boundary games is they allow her to chill out. They allow her to be calm. They show her where she should be. So there are so many things that we don't want our dogs doing. We don't want their muddy tail here. We don't want them anywhere near the table. We don't want them near the food. Don't go near the guests. Don't grab our shoes. Leave that part of the house alone. Whatever it might be, there are so many things that are like out of bounds for dogs, and yet we've given them a safe space. Maybe you've got children in the house, and actually, you know what, the children don't always know where they should and shouldn't be, but when your dog's on the boundary, your children know not to go near the dog. For me, Eliza, she's 10 years old. Actually, I don't want Eliza not knowing like that Classic's resting. If she's on the bed, she is in her space. So effectively, it gives a level of space. Who does it benefit most? It benefits you as the dog owner and your dog to be able to decompress, have a chill. This is her time, this is her space. So no matter what's going on in the environment, I know I can handle this. Now, how much does Classic like being there? Now, I would say, you know what, she knows her job, and I would say this is very enjoyable for her, Tom.
Yeah, 100%. You know, effectively what we've done is created that area as a high value area, and that's a privilege, right? So you're probably thinking, you know, based on everything that we've said, how on earth do I get this anchor in my life, right? How do I teach this? Well, we've actually got a few different YouTube episodes that cover different aspects of boundary games and starting your dog on boundary games. In fact, we've got an entire boundary games program that you can find over at the Absolute Dogs website. What we're going to do is below this video link to various resources that we think you're going to find really useful to start on this journey, because we want every household and every dog to know about boundary games, because
it's game changer.
It's a game changer. It changes your life, but also it keeps dogs safe. Right? Ultimately, if they're there, then they're safe from visitors. They're safe from people. Also, they're not scaring people and scaring the world, which can lead them down again quite a scary road when people get scared by your dog. And so this, we can't say it enough. This is the game changer.
Literally, for me, it's the game changer of my dog's training. Like it really does. Like I said to to you guys and to Tom a second ago, whenever I'm like doing agility or any of those things, people don't really want to know about the agility as much as they want to know about this. This is like literally mind-blowing. Now, we talk about non-event learning. So what do we mean by that? Well, what we mean for Classic is that actually whatever's happening in the environment, on the whole, it's none of her business unless we ask her to be involved in it. So actually that event could be us getting up, putting our shoes on, picking a lead up, maybe grabbing the keys, maybe, I don't know, picking up a mobile phone, maybe grabbing a mug of tea. Whatever it might be, it's us doing things. We might move something, we might put something back. As you can see, she's maybe a little interested, but it doesn't last long, where she kind of almost disturbs and then resettles, right, Tom? I don't know if you want to go into that at all, but for me, that's something that I want to see in her, and it's something we see in our dogs day to day. Yeah, absolutely. It's normal and acceptable and even wanted that she notices these distractions, but then she's able to resettle herself. And in some dogs, that pathway of being able to notice something, be intrigued, and then go, I'm just actually going to resettle myself, it gets a bit broken. And instead what happens is they go, thing happens, react, thing happens, react, thing happens, react. And so the more we can infiltrate actually little tiny disturbances where they get to practice gently being disturbed and then resettling, the more you start to see their brain change and reshape in that way. And the coolest thing there, just like Tom said, is this really does work for reactive dogs. So where you've got those dogs that sort of notice something, become a little bit vigilant, react. Actually, this kind of helps you to teach that sort of gap, that window, that space that your dog is able to decompress because of the way you almost set it up. It's like a framework for success for reactive dogs as well. And we know that so many of our followers, so many of you guys who come to us at Absolute Dogs, you come because you have a reactive dog or a dog who's been labelled reactive. Actually, this is a perfect reactive dog game, and it's a perfect game for disengagement and for confidence and for success in so many different spaces. Its biggest, for me, sort of win is non-events. Like literally these things are no longer of interest to her. So many things that would have been interesting before. Her breed, for example, is known for high-pitched barking, screaming, spinning, very, 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 very busy little dogs. Like they're into everything. They're very sort of small but mighty, is how I describe it. She may be small, but she is fierce. So that's the type of dog that we have here. I'll give you an example. One of her naughty days, we had an electrician come in to look after something in the house, and they said, could they come in? And she's always been okay. So I was like, yeah, no, absolutely fine. And she ran in and she nipped at their trousers, and she was really serious business. Like she got hold of the jeans. And it really like teaches me how this is such a cool space to be in, such a different space to be. She's such a different dog. I mean, this is a few years ago now, but she's such a different dog through playing games like this. Like her personality is completely remodeled. Yeah, 100%. Now, YouTube. You probably know many people that this is going to benefit. Make sure to share it. Also, below this video, what we've done is we've linked out to resources that are going to create this picture for you, and we can't wait to see how you get on. That was this episode of Absolute Dogs TV, and we will see you next time.